welcome back to my channel.
Hey, this is future Zack editing. These lights, the new lights are really, really good. And there's like a hair, like a few hairs like on my shirt, and I'm like, where'd they come from? So forewarning, there are hairs on my shirt in this video.
Today, I'm going to be sharing with you my skincare routine for the both morning and PM. I want to specify that this skin routine is what works for me and my skin. I am a 31-year-old male and I have normal to oily skin. And I used tanning beds when I was younger, so I have got some sun damage I'm kind of combating. My results have been achieved through years of being wiser, taking care of my skin, using products, and I have had some in-office treatments like Botox, filler, chemical peels. I've had laser, I've had some IPL. But the last thing I had anything done was Botox. I had done Botox and filler. I had done, I think it was like December 28th or 29th of 2019. And if you see some pictures from that New Year's Eve, right down here, I have 2 lovely bruises where I had filler done in my lips. And I had Botox done that same day. And then I went back the first week, it was either first or second week of January 2020, and I had a few units of Botox put above my top lip for what they call a lip flip. I wouldn't recommend it. I didn't notice much of a difference, and it was very short-lived, so skip that. I want to preface that in-office treatments are beneficial. They will help clear up and get you to where you want to be a little bit quicker. However, they are not a permanent solution. And a lot of people have that misconception that you get Botox, you get filler, your skin's good, you are done, you don't need to do anything. That isn't true. And I feel like that's something that needs to be stressed in this environment, as they are very temporary supplements to your skin routine. If you're not wearing sun protection, if you're not properly cleansing, if you're not moisturizing, you are not going to have the results you want. A good skincare routine and good skin health is about the everyday maintenance, and that's very, very important. One thing that has stuck with me since my time in aesthetic school is we heard a little analogy that home care is 80% of the overall healthy skin journey, and that 20% is what you do in the office. If you think about that, 80%, that's huge. That's over 3/4 of the skin health game. So it's something that I wish more people would take seriously. Now, I will say people have come a long way with skin care and skin knowledge since I first entered the beauty industry, and that's wonderful. The more people know, the more people can enjoy skincare. Also, fun fact, completely off topic, if you notice my kind of lighting's a little bit different, my lights finally arrived, and I'm gonna kind of play with them to hopefully get the most realistic lighting I can for my future videos, because I want for all of you to be able to see everything in the best lighting, the most realistic lighting that I can possibly share. So stay tuned. Without further ado, let's jump into my morning skincare routine.
Start off with my morning skincare routine. I've got a bowl with some warm water, and I'm just gonna start with a microfiber. Don't always cleanse in the morning. It really depends. Lately, I have been cleansing in the morning more often because I am using the NuFace. And for best results, it needs to be applied to cleansed skin. The Inkey List Salicylic Acid Cleanser. I just like to use about a dime size amount. And then I'm gonna take a little bit of water just to emulsify it. Almost look like that between your hands. And I like just to start by spreading it around my skin. Add water to your hands as needed because you need that slip because you don't want to tug on your skin. So I'm just taking my time to massage the cleanser in, and I want to spend a little bit longer than normal because this does have salicylic acid, and I am going to be using a vitamin C serum, and salicylic acid will help lower the pH of my skin, so the vitamin C works a little bit more efficiently. If you were new to vitamin C, or you're using a retinoid, I wouldn't start with this step right away. Use a normal cleanser if you are going to cleanse. This is more of something you build into. So once again, use my facial cloth, and I'm just gonna wipe over my skin. And you don't want to pull at the skin. We don't want to cause any type of unnecessary traumas to the skin. And pulling can just be a little aggressive, so keep it gentle. And it's also normal if your skin flushes. So my skin gets a little bit of redness when I touch it, but it fades quickly. And normally that's just a sign of a little bit of sensitivity, but also you're kind of stimulating the skin. You're bringing blood to the surface. And I'm just gonna use my towel to gently pat my skin dry. You don't want your skin to be fully dry because we're gonna use the NuFace, which is a microcurrent device, and water is gonna help conduct some of the electricity to stimulate those muscles. I'm gonna take my NuFace gel and just a brush. I'm gonna take like a large quarter size amount and apply that over my skin with my brush. The reason I like to use a brush is I want my layer to be very even because I want even conduction of the product, or I want my device to conduct evenly across my skin. I do take this under my eye and over my eyelid because my eyes are a place I want the most of the stimulation because that's my biggest concern. So once that is spread, we will continue. Okay, my gel is on. I'm gonna be using the NuFace Mini and just turn it on. There it goes. And now, once you've got that on, you are good to start. So I'm just gonna spend some time going over my skin. Now, if you don't have facial hair, you could go over your jaw, but where I have facial hair, I'm not gonna do that because I won't get an even conduction. Just take your time, go over the skin. And occasionally you might feel like a little shock. Nothing crazy though. And the larger NuFace device, that does have a smaller attachment for the eye area, but for me, this is fine and it's cheaper. If you use the app that comes with the NuFace, it does kind of have like a guided program. You can use it or not. For me, I don't really have a certain concern with this. However, I like the concept of stimulating the muscles. So I like to focus the device where I normally get Botox, which is my forehead, between the eyebrows, and the sides of my eye. And when I'm using this, I like to work in like lifting motions and hold. All right, so we are done with our NuFace routine. So let's continue. I'm using the Timeless 20% Vitamin C plus E and Ferulic acid serum. I'm gonna take 2 pumps, massage it between my hands, and I'm just gonna do very similar motions to how we cleansed, and just gently spread that around my skin. And I like to take some on my neck, and I like to work through until the slippiness is gone. That way I can kind of guarantee it's properly absorbed. I love applying skincare products because it's my chance to give myself a little bit of a facial massage, get everything stimulated, bring some blood to my skin. And for me, I feel like a little bit of daily massage really helps my skin just look its best and give it the best type of glow I can have. There we go. Vitamin C is applied. Now that my vitamin C is on, I like to use a moisturizer. So I'm going to use the CeraVe PM Moisturizing Facial Lotion. And I normally take 3 to 4 pumps. I'm going to use 3 today. And once again, I'm going to kind of spread it between my hands. Spread it over my face. This one, I'm not going to massage quite as much as I do with my cleanser or serum because I don't want to risk anything pilling. And sometimes when you manipulate products too much, you can get a little bit of peeling. So let's avoid that. Take it over my ears, back of my neck. There we go. Moisturizer is finished. Give my moisturizer a minute or so to kind of dry. I want it to feel dry to the touch. Right now, I can still feel a little bit of kind of tackiness, and I want that to go away because I don't want anything to interfere with my sunscreen properly setting up. So give it a second. Sunscreens, I love using the Roche-Posay Anthelios Kids Lotion SPF 50, and I like using the Vanicream Lip Moisturizer. And I wear sunscreen even when I'm at home because a lot of people are like, I'm inside, I'm not getting sun. However, we do have some studies showing that you are, and there is a big mixed debate. If you really need to wear sunscreen inside, I like to err on the side of caution and wear it because my big concern is sun-related damage or UV damage where I've got some hyperpigmentation and I was a tanner. So I want to help counteract the damage I did before by using preventative measures now. I use a lot of sunscreen. You need to use on average 1/4 of a teaspoon to cover your face and then another 1/4 teaspoon to cover your neck. So I take about a generous quarter size and I'm gonna dot that around my skin. And I'm gonna do this 2 times. And I like to do this because I find if I try to apply the full amount all at once, it's too much product and it's hard to blend. So have a little bit left over. I'm gonna spread it between my hands. And I want to just kind of spread my product. I don't want to kind of manipulate it too much because I don't want to rub the product away. Take it under my eyes, over my eyes. And you can see already, this sunscreen just gives such a nice kind of glow to the skin. A little bit of a white cast, but it is a combination sunscreen, which if you read the blog post I did discussing how to kind of build your best routine, I kind of go into more detail about the difference between mineral and chemical filters. And this one has a mix of both filters. There. And if you notice when I'm spreading it, I'm using very, very light, gentle motions. So first layer on my face is done. Another quarter size amount. And I'm going to apply it on my ears and neck. Spread it and cover my neck and my ears. And don't forget behind your ears. Ears and also our eyebrows are 2 areas that a lot of people tend to forget about. And we see a lot more skin cancers popping up in those areas. And I do have facial hair, as you can see. So that will give me a little bit of protection from the sun. However, some sun will come through my hair, so I like to rub it in. Our first layer on, let's do the whole thing all over again. That is my skin after my morning skincare routine. For me, this is great. If I feel like I'm too shiny, I will use a little bit of a powder on top. But for my everyday life, I'm good. Welcome back. So now we are going to move into my nighttime routine. Let's just say that today's been interesting. I'm testing out some new makeup for this week's Foundation Friday, and yeah, I'm not loving it. So I'm very, very excited to get this off. So the first step in tonight's routine is gonna be the Avene XeraCalm Cleansing Oil. I like to take, we'll do 2 pumps. And dry hands, dry face. So just like in my morning routine, this massaging period is very important. We've got to remove makeup and sunscreen. Dampen my hands. Just take your time and massage. Alrighty, the oil cleanser has been removed. Now we're gonna move into our second cleanse. And I'm gonna be using the CeraVe Hydrating Cleanser. And for this, I like to use about 2 pumps. Said a lot of people do love this. It's just a product that doesn't work as well as I want it to for me and my skin. Tonight I'm showing you a night when I use Tretinoin, which I only use it 2 to 3 times a week depending on how my skin is feeling. Especially right now here in like the greater Toronto area, it's been very cold and it's been very dry, and I'm being a little bit more delicate with my skin. I'm gonna be using a hydrating toner or essence, whichever you wanna call it, and this is by Sana, and I can't pronounce it, but I will have it linked for you down below. We'll go with 3, and I'm gonna spread it between my hands and just pat it into my skin. And I don't know if you can tell like how much I have left in here. This is phenomenal. I love it. I will be repurchasing this. For this step, you could use a like hyaluronic acid serum, but I like a little bit more comfort to my skin. So I'm actually using the Neutrogena HydroBoost. This is the fragrance-free version, a dime size amount. Spread it between my hands and then just face, eyes, lips, neck. There, that's finished. I'm gonna be using the Inkey List Peptide Moisturizer. I move into applying my retinoid. I like to protect the more sensitive areas of my face, and it's something I encourage anyone using any type of retinoid to do, because there's just some places of our face, based on like the facial structure and anatomy, that retinoids can be a little irritating around, so I like to protect those. As I'm gonna use the Avene Sickle Fate Balm. Use about 1/2 a finger. This is a little trick I picked up from Dr. Sam Bunting here on YouTube. She's a dermatologist out of the UK, and she's phenomenal. So I just like to apply this around the areas that I get a little bit more sensitive in. I really like to focus around my eyes because it
not just with retinoids, but with a lot of products, my eyes are very sensitive. As well as down here on my chin area, it's always red, and the chin and the corners of my mouth, if I am not careful, um, I don't know if you can notice or not, but in some of my first few videos, I had like a red spot over here. And whenever I use something and I don't use a barrier like this, my face just doesn't like it. And I get like this like little like dermatitis like fissure in the corner of my mouth. It goes away, but it's not fun and it's not pretty. Now we are at our next to last step, and that is going to be using my prescription Tretinoin. I'm currently using a Tretinoin cream in 0.025. And again, we're gonna use a fingertips length, dot it around my face. Kind of like if you watched me apply my sunscreen earlier, like that. This is another trick I picked up from Dr. Sam Bunting. She has this technique she calls her 13 dot technique. And I think when I first started watching her videos, I was like, oh, that's neat. And since then, I've noticed with a lot of my products, I just kind of dot it around because it's an ingenious technique. Like, it's good for just helping to get like an even layer. So this step, I'm gonna massage. And some people will say don't, some people say do. I personally do because I wanna really work it into my skin and stimulate a little bit, because that stimulation, in theory, will help the ingredient go a little bit deeper, and the deeper it goes, the more it can stimulate. Now, that isn't scientifically backed, it's theorized, but products can only penetrate so deep. No product is ever going to penetrate your skin to the same depth that something like a Botox or filler would, because then you would have to worry about it getting in the bloodstream, and that's a big mess that we're not going to go into now. But my Tretinoin is applied. Last step, and that is going to be hydrating my lips. Now, I will do this again later tonight because before I go to bed, I always brush and floss, and I do this after I brush and floss, but I want to show you. The CeraVe Healing Ointment, which is what I'm going to use, it's very, very similar to Vaseline. However, this has a petrolatum base like the just kind of classic Vaseline jelly, except it has the inclusion of ceramides. And ceramides are ingredients that really help to repair your skin's barrier. We are finished with my nighttime skin routine. Alrighty, so now you have seen my morning skincare routine, you've seen my evening skincare routine, and you know how I take care of my skin to address my personal skincare concerns. That this skincare routine is something that I've crafted over the past few years to really target my skin type, my skin condition, and my skin concerns. That's gonna be different for everyone. You can definitely use the theory behind my routine to build your own routine. However, if you're starting a routine, go back to my skin basics video where I talk about building a routine, as that will get you a lot further in the skin journey than going to a store and picking up everything I have in this routine. That one will help set you up for success long term and get you to the step that I'm at now. Kind of like that out of the way, I really hope you enjoyed seeing my routine, seeing what I do on a day-to-day basis to maintain my results. If you found this informative, I would greatly appreciate if you hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumb up. Also, if you want to, please drop some different type of content you would like to see me post down below in the comments. That way I can ensure the content I'm putting out is what you all want to see, because this channel is about me sharing my knowledge and experience with all of you and helping you make this world of cosmetics and beauty a little bit easier to navigate. So drop anything you want to see in the comment box below. Stay tuned, and I will see you later. Bye!